Hola, greetings. How's everybody? We're doing a night shoot, so it's a little dark because the lights are a little warm. Got a little tale, a story, a personal account. So I mentioned my friend Dorothy, how we're going to be doing an interview, and that's still on the queue, that's still in the queue, in the line. We'll get to that when we can, but I'd like to share an interesting little incident that happened. Now, as I mentioned in one of my other videos, I had injured my back in 2014, a big wave encounter in San Clemente on the boogie board, crawled up on the shore, and yeah, I was beat up. So I made it home, but I wasn't not able to return to work. So on an internet search, I found her, you know, like I said, needle in a haystack. So when I went to see her the very first time for a healing session, very, very interesting, enlivening, uplifting, revelatory, insightful, all kinds of adjectives. But in the healing session, which took about close to 3 hours, she's generous with her time and talents. The topic came up about spirit animals, right? Totems, animal guides, right? And at that time, and I still very much am, but at that time I was very sympathetic to the bear, right? I had much affinity for the bear and what it stood for. So she mentioned, I think maybe you should look into some crow energy, right? The crow bird, animal, and all it symbolizes. And when she said that, I almost recoiled because I had no attraction to crows or ravens, none. In fact, I had the snooty and very judgmental opinion, they're just junk animals, you know, yuck. I know, a bit harsh. But I didn't say that, but that was my internal reaction to what she said. Gilbert, I think you should look at bringing more crow into your life and what that entails. Anyway, it registered. I didn't think nothing of it, like I was going to pursue that, what she suggested. So I'm telling you, the very next time, literally, I went out to see her. I park on her street. I pull up, right? It's daytime. Park on her street. Her building's down a ways, and that street is sometimes hard to find parking. So I found the first available. And as I'm getting out of my car and, you know, getting the things out from the curbside, right, that I'm going to take in, just my water and stuff, I notice there's 2 crows on the sidewalk, just a few feet ahead of me, 10, 15 feet or so, just hanging out there. Well, this is very interesting. So I get my stuff and I start walking, and then they start walking ahead of me on the sidewalk. And every now and then one of them will kind of turn his head and, look back as if to make sure I'm still there. And I'm thinking, wow, this is pretty far out, as they used to say, right? And so we go about 50 feet. There's a little ways to get to her front door, her entrance. And when we get close, right, very close, what happens is, that's a busy street that she's on. All of a sudden, there's no traffic. And then a big, I guess they call them a murder of crows, which means a big group of crows, a flock of crows, right? But they call them a murder, if I remember correctly. They came swooping down. I didn't even know from where. All of a sudden, shh, like, I don't know, 20 or so, maybe 15 or 20. And they came low to the street, almost street level, and did like this whirling around dance type thing in the air. And then the two crows that were in front of me went off and joined them in that circular kind of circle 8 infinity shape, flying movements. And then they all took off in a, very synchronistic or harmonized fly into the sky. Well, that left an impression, of course. So, of course, I excitedly told Dorothy about that when I went inside, and she laughs, knowingly, a knowing laugh, like, ha, ha. I could have told you that was coming, that kind of laugh. So then when I came home, I looked it up, right? Crow and its symbolism. And I was going to get my list that I made that very night when I returned home to read some of it to you, but I forgot to gather it, and I don't even know where it is other than it's buried over there in a pile of papers. So I was going to write it out, but I didn't get to that. I forgot. But some of the things I do remember, and there's a lot of things. And it's the crow and the raven because, they're close. They're like first cousins or whatever. Just that the raven is a bigger version of the crow. So some things that, one or two things I remember was they're good for journeys to the underworld. As assistants, as guides. Now when I used to hear the word underworld, I thought, well, hell, right? But not necessarily. In shamanic journeys, the underworld exists as let me remember. I guess that you could describe it as, well, a place, right, not visible to us, but existing, I suppose, underneath us, right? But it's not necessarily a hell. Anyway, that realm is available to visit for lessons, for insightful journeys of instruction. And also the crow and raven, they're associated very much with the whole death experience. Transitioning from one known realm, the realm we're presently experiencing, to the next, right, the unknown. They're also involved in that to a large degree. So I'll probably just post a few more underneath in the comments typed out. And I'll also post a link to Dorothy's website, which is pretty far out, to use that word again. And on that note, I will make this short and say happy, joy, keep the faith. It's darkest before the dawn, and yeah, things look kind of dark at times, but hey, I believe a new day is coming, a new dawn is arising, and we shall all be astonished at what we witness. I feel that in my bones, sisters and brothers. On that note, good night, buenas noches. Thank you.